you're in the market for a home in the Metro Detroit, Grand Blanc, or Fenton area, you are facing a number of challenges. What are they, and how do you overcome these challenges? And is buying a home even possible in Michigan right now? The number one challenge that buyers are facing is prices are high. If we go way back to 2020, the average price of a home in Grand Blanc, Michigan was $185,000, which is pretty low. And today it's about $253K. Now you don't have to be a rocket surgeon to understand that that is considerably higher. And I say this all the time, but you cannot take the average price of Michigan property and have that represent Metro Detroit or some of the bigger metro areas, because it represents all of Michigan, and this state is huge. We've got Upper Peninsula and we've got your Lower Peninsula, and it's all kind of shoved in here between the Great Lakes and Canada. It is not $260,000 to buy in the Detroit area. For instance, in Troy, Michigan, in September, the average purchase price was $430,000. Now go back to 2020, and that same house would have cost you $320,000. So don't call me saying, I want to move to Metro Detroit and only pay $260,000. And just a few miles to the west is Birmingham, and the average price of a home in Birmingham in 2020 was like $414,000, which is incredible. The average price of a home in Birmingham this summer hit $940,000, which is a huge game changer. And if you purchased a house before the pandemic in Birmingham, congratulations. So my advice is, do not be the person who waits to buy. Ever since I've been in real estate, I have these clients who are waiting for the market to crash, which has not happened yet. They wait for the election year, the change of presidents, interest rates to go up or down. They always have an excuse. And you'll always be able to find an excuse, because purchasing a home is kind of a scary thing. But let me show you this chart right here, which shows the past 3 years in Grand Blanc. And you can see that there has been no significant drop in prices, except for this little tiny little blip right here. And this is that market drop that was forecasted last year. Now, I've been selling real estate for a good while, and in general, people want to buy or sell because it's what their family needs, not because the market is high or low. And of course, they want to maximize their sales price or their purchase. But most people end up buying or selling because they've been hit with one of the 4 Ds: diapers, downsizing, divorce, or debt. So if you want to buy a house, if you have to buy a house, or even if you just need to move, just buy. Stop doing the analysis paralysis, because I can almost guarantee you that you will pay more next spring for that same house. And those who purchased their homes and bought like in 2019 and 2020, well, they've already sold those homes, made a great profit, and moved on to a bigger, more expensive home. And that could have been you. The next challenge that buyers are facing in Michigan is the rate locks are really low, and this is not just a Michigan problem, this is all over the United States. The Fed dropped the interest rates down to under 3% after the pandemic, and many people refinanced at that time, and then they feel that they can't replicate that interest rate, and therefore buying another home makes it unaffordable. But there's many ways for this to work in your advantage. For instance, you can take some of that extra profit that you're realizing right now and buy down your interest rate to get it closer to where you are. Now, as you can see here, I'm going to show you a chart. This is a historical chart of interest rates. Rates have never been that low before. As a matter of fact, when I entered the housing market, rates were in the 18% range. And I think we ended up getting 12% on our first mortgage. So yeah, double-digit interest rates were really a thing back in the late 70s and the early to mid 80s. So this isn't our first go around. And to be honest, 8 is not that high when you compare it to 18 or 12. And so many people are feeling that they just can't leave their homes because of that. So they just decide, I guess, whether they like their home or not, they're just going to stay there because of rates. That sounds a little bit ridiculous to me. You know, you're not stuck because you can move. And my advice is to marry your home and date the rate. And that's a saying that a lot of realtors say because it's true. Your home prices are not likely to go down, but interest rates fluctuate all the time. Just as I've explained, I've bought homes at 12%, 9%. The lowest rate I've ever had is 5%, and never once did that interest rate was that the deciding factor. It was always based on the needs of our family. The next challenge that buyers are facing in Michigan is that competition's pretty strong. And this has been the case for a while. We're still seeing some bidding wars on homes. It's been crazy for a couple years, but this isn't new. Where we're mostly seeing the crazy bidding wars are on homes that are completely turnkey, need nothing done to them. Or also on the other end of the spectrum, homes that are complete fixer-uppers at a very low price. And as a realtor, I can ask if any offers come in of the listing that you're offering on, but sometimes they pop in and either the realtor isn't expecting them, and of course we didn't know they were coming. And I've actually had clients lose a home because an offer came in and took their offer out while they were trying to negotiate. Your lender and your realtor can do a lot to help you write the bid-winning offer. It's important that I sit with you and we discuss all the different things that you could do and decide on which steps you want to take, which steps are available to take, and which steps are comfortable to take. And we will do everything we can to help you get that home. I love bidding wars and I love winning them, especially, and I can give you a pretty good idea based on what your buying power is, how easy it's going to be for you to perform in the market. And you know what? Even if that house sells and you don't get it, just because one sold doesn't mean that there aren't 2 or 3 more in that neighborhood that could be going on the market. And then you could make your own updates. So not being willing to compete just really shoot in the foot. And you might just have to sit there for a little bit longer and watch the prices go up, because I don't see this changing, especially if interest rates drop as they are forecasting next year. This is a time of year that you can get a really great deal. A lot of homes are going into price reduction if they've been on the market for the last 30, 45 days and they've not yet sold. They're going to be going down in price. And as a seller, to pull your home off the market during the holidays, again, not a wise choice. It sounds wise because you think it's going to be too much stress, but we can work around your holiday gatherings and events. You can mark days off when you want to show your home if it's completely not possible. However, the people who are looking for a home in November and December have a need. Otherwise, they wouldn't be out here. And they're serious buyers. And you have less competition, so your ability to get a higher price right now as a seller is much better than it's going to be when everybody else who says I'm waiting till the first of the year actually gets around to putting their home on the market at the first of the year. Another challenge that buyers are facing in Michigan is the need to sell their homes first before they can purchase. People are afraid to do that. They're worried that they'll sell their home and they'll not find another home. And I'm here to tell you that I have never had a homeless client. We always find a home for you. So, I can imagine that, there might be somebody out there that you can't find something for. The majority of people are moving because they need to, not because they want to. And there's so many things that we can do to help you make this transition. There are bridge loans available, all types of way to access the equity in your home so that you can either get under contract with another home, or maybe you even want to do something like a new construction where you wouldn't actually have to close that home until months down the road, and in the meantime you can get your home on the market and get it sold. Do not let the home that you're in hold you back from the home that you want. A real estate agent and loan officer will walk you through the entire process and explain everything to you in great detail to help you get out of the one house and into the next. And now the next challenge that buyers are facing is the low inventory. Yeah, in the state of Michigan and everywhere, I hear a lot about low inventory. And I guess, it is actually down probably 25% or so. But seriously, there's still a lot of great houses sitting on the market. They just might not be at the price that you want to pay. But there are definitely homes out there. Back in 2017, there were about 17,000 homes available in the state of Michigan. Now, if you fast forwarded to August of 2023, when apparently there's nothing available, there is still 13,000 homes that are up on the market. Do not keep waiting. Stop making excuses. Home ownership in Michigan is absolutely possible. So be sure to check out some of my other videos on this channel, and we'll see you on the flip side.